Saw its most violent night of protests in nearly a month last night. According to police, protesters tried to lock officers and others inside the North Precinct and then light it on fire. Today, many Black community members and leaders spoke out against the violent actions. But as Fox 12's Drew Reeves reports, not every business owner is against what happened. He's live now with the details. Drew?
Yeah, we heard from a lot of Black community leaders who condemned the actions of protesters last night. But one business owner says while he does not condone violence, he understands why this is happening. Overnight, police say a protest turned violent and several people were arrested.
You attacked our community and we will never stand for that.
Today, Black community leaders came together to stand against the violence. Police say late last night, protesters barricaded exits around the North Precinct so officers couldn't get out. And later, they tried to start a fire to the building.
That is never okay. That's terrorism, period. That has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter.
PPB also says some businesses were looted and other fires were also set. One of those businesses hit, the clothing store top to bottom. Community leaders called out protesters for hitting businesses in a neighborhood where a majority of the owners are people of color.
Whoever the demented individual was that did this last night, if somewhere, excuse my French, in your rabbit-ass mind, you think that that's supposed to be helpful, why don't you go back to West Hell or whatever hole you came from?
But Chris Quinn III owns a business right near the precinct and has a different take.
If that's what it takes, vandalism or some property damage is what it takes to get the attention of the powers that be, the police and the government in general, I say that's kind of how it's going to have to be.
He says even if his business is hit, he understands why.
If my business has to be a sacrificial lamb to get attention for police brutality and to stop people from dying on the streets with knees on their necks, I think it's a small price to pay.
Quinn says he does not want anyone's lives to be put in danger. He also doesn't want the focus to be just on the damage, but why things are being damaged.
I try to focus on the cause, not so much the effect.
Other community leaders also urged folks not to lose sight of the end goal.
Do not be distracted. Keep our eye on the ball, and the ball is about Black Lives Matter and changing the condition that we're in. It is not about chasing a few fools who create violence that we saw here last night.
And protests have been ongoing for 4 weeks now. Police described last night's protest as more violent and aggressive than in past weeks. So far tonight out here, we have seen less than a handful of protesters returning. Reporting live in Northeast Portland, Drew Reeves, Fox 12 Oregon.